Next topic that we are talking about is spirit work, or what spirits people work with, for the people that do that type of thing. I think it's amazing. I don't. I do believe in spirits in any shape or form. I feel like any mythical creature, like, this is how I see things, because I feel like not everything, there's no way that all of these myths and stories are just straight up lies. There has to be some type of truth to it. So I feel like maybe they are just a form of spirit or entity that they're explaining. I just fucked myself up. I just forgot that there's still Mountain Dew in my water bottle, and I put more ice and water in it, and I went to drink it. So now it just tastes like watered Mountain Dew. Ew! Anyway, people that work with spirits, I would love to be able to be in like a state of like meditation or something, to be able to speak to a spirit, especially from like my family. Now, I feel like I have, in a way, I've always, since I was a kid, I've had these dreams, which doesn't feel like dreams. I guess that's why I can remember a lot of it. I can't remember all of them. Anyway. Right, so it was of this woman, this older woman. And she had this grandmother willow kind of look to her. Like, she looked like me and my grandma and like all the women in my family kind of meshed together with like, it was like a dark brown, like not dark brown, but like a brown cinnamon, like not cinnamon directly, but a little darker than cinnamon toned skin. Really nice, soft, like hazel eyes, and white hair, like all pure white hair. And they were always in 2 braids. And ever since I was a kid, like, I stopped dreaming of this woman in my mid-20s. Like, in my mid-20s, and I haven't seen her since. And it breaks my heart, because I miss her so much. Because for some reason, she was, like, there. And, like, when I was younger, it would just be me just visiting her. And then as I got older, into my teenage years, it would be very specific things that I went to go see her for and talk to her about. And what I found even more interesting, it was that where she lived was in like this secret doorway in the Sacred Hearts Cathedral in Newark, New Jersey. Like, if you know, you know. There was like this doorway that you would go into this church and open the doorway, and it was like this, it was almost like the house that I used to live in when I was growing up, like the living room, and then the back room that was the front room of the house. And I always called her my godmother, because like that's what I called her, like in my dream, even though none of it ever felt like a dream. And I've dreamt of this woman for so many fucking years that if she is an actual spirit, she'd probably be the first one that I actually would want to talk to. You can go around, Felipe. Bye. Anyway. And so after a couple years, I was told that that woman is like my 4th great grandmother. Like, first I spoke to my birth mother, and she's like, you sound like Willa's grandmother. So my great grandmother's grandmother. And apparently there is a picture that I have, that my family has in PR, of her in her braids And I'm like, I want it. I want it. I want it. I want that picture. And they're like, yeah, that's what your like fourth great grandmother looked like. And not too long ago, my mom's that I live with now, she spoke to a reader. Now, I take everything they say with a grain of salt because you don't know who's real and who's fake, right? But she was talking to this lady, and the lady ended up talking about me. And she was like, I came here for me, and you talking about my daughter. You know, they got to her, you know, at the end, but she's like, why are you putting so much emphasis on my child? Like, what's going on? So she's like, this woman that's connected to her, like this older lady, right? She is that woman. Like, she, like, I don't know, it's like I am her. She's like, I see trees and I see nature, I see all these things that I like, she also liked. She's like, she is a part of her. Like, she is almost the essence of who she also was. And I want to know more. Like, I want to know so much. I'm like, and here I am thinking that I am the literal black sheep of my family, because I am the only one that I know walks the spiritual path that I walk and believe in what I believe in, because everyone else is a Bible person, and there's nothing wrong with that, you know. But it's like finding my own and finding my own path. I'm like, I'm by myself. I am literally by myself. So hearing that this woman that has been with me all these years is literally also like literally a part of me. Like, she's my fourth great grandmother, from doing the math, right? And if I could speak to any spirit, she would be the one. I would want to know everything. And imagine, I feel like that's too broad of a concept for some people to grasp. I feel like a lot of things, people are so babied in this like this realm of reality that they don't know how to handle what's meant to be like fiction, if you know what I'm talking about. Like, people may say, like, the people who are the Bible people, they're like, they believe in, you know, heaven and hell, right? But it's like, can you really grasp the concept if you were to like see an angel? Like, if you were to actually come into contact, whether in some type of dream state or in your physical wake state, they're like, just because it's a dream doesn't mean it's like, it's not real. Like, just because it's not happening in this dimension of physical reality doesn't mean that it's not happening somewhere else, you know, or maybe just a veil, right? The other side of the veil, right? Like, how would you feel if you actually saw a fucking angel? I'm sorry, but I feel like you wouldn't know what to do with yourself. Like, that's literally breaking the realms of reality. Or people who believe in fairies, you know, I'm one of those people. I do believe in fairies. Like, I do believe in fairies. I'm addicted. I feel like my mom calls me a pixie. She literally calls me like I'm like a fairy, because I'm constantly bringing shit from my hikes home. Like, anything sparkly or, you know, that catches my eye. Like, it doesn't mean like sparkly as in like diamonds, but anything that sparkles to me in my fucking eyes in the woods, I take it home with me. You know, like, that's my way of talking to nature. It's like, if you reveal yourself to me, if you're allowing me to see it, that's the okay for me to bring it home. If you, like, if nature knows, like, you're gonna like that, take that home. You know, because I also give offerings. I bring food, and mostly vegetables and fruits I bring on my hikes as offerings, as you've seen in my previous videos. But yeah, like, I don't think people really, y'all can say y'all believe in this shit and all this shit. Like, how insane would it be if you actually had the chance to speak to a loved one that has passed away? I don't think, and a lot of people aren't really ready for that. Like, there's so many people that are like, oh, my dad or my grandma, my cousin, you know, these people passed away. But how would that break your reality to find out that you can actually speak to them if they're still like that spiritual, like that form of, you know, spiritual energy that you can speak to it? Because we don't really know the understanding of like spirits, right? The full concept of that dimension, right? Of like a spirit realm. I feel like we don't really have 100% understanding of that. And so really putting myself, like, am I going to be scared? Like, is it going to terrify me if I were to like go at my altar and like sit down and meditate and like practice on trying to reach out to this woman, this godmother of mine? Like, how would I know if it's actually her voice speaking, or is it just like my subconscious trying to tell me some shit? Or if I were to like by some wild chance actually see like a physical affirmation of this woman, like, that might be really scary, because then that really proves that that realm exists. Like, this whole physical thing isn't just full of, you know, fairy tales and mythical stories. Like, the things that people have said and experienced and seen is real, right? Like, please tell me I understand where I'm coming from. You know, it gives back the magic that breaks reality that I feel like the people who say the higher ups don't want us to know, don't want us to believe in, because they want to keep that control. Because if us humans actually evolve more and like ascend to being better people and understanding that there's another, you know, dimension or form to this, I don't know, place of existence. Like, I'm dyslexic, so I don't know any like smart words to actually explain correctly what I'm trying to say, but I hope I'm explaining it enough. But yeah, so I don't work with any spirits because I feel like that's a really big commitment. I feel like walking a spiritual path is a big commitment already, because it's not like a religion where you're handed a book and you're like, here, follow these steps and this is all you have to do. Just follow this and you're good to go. Being a spiritual person, you're literally making your own way to walk. You have to find your own path, your own direction, your own belief in what you feel is right. Side rant. If it's another fucking car accident, y'all motherfuckers out here in Florida, so many fucking people has gotten into fucking car accidents that everybody's insurance gone up. What the fuck y'all on? Like, y'all Floridians, what the fuck is happening? Why are y'all getting into so many fucking car accidents and making it bad for the rest of us? Like, yep, it is another fucking car accident. Que jodienda puta mierda, bro. This, all y'all fucking ass wipes. Constantly, I just don't, that's a rant. Driving is a whole nother rant. I'm not even gonna get into that. I'm not even going to start. But anyway,